Hi guys, my name's Moriah and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it has been some time since I have been on YouTube. I may look a bit different to what you guys remember me as. I want to start off by saying that I basically just haven't had any motivation to put anything up on YouTube, let alone an Invisalign video, which I was really just over the process by the end of it and I didn't want to talk about it. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you know my Invisalign journey has been good, but it's been a bit bumpy as well along the way. Yeah, I've basically just been putting it off for so long because I haven't wanted to talk about it. I was just so over it by the end. So yeah, it sounds all a bit dramatic, but yeah, it just wasn't a good time. I'm here today to give you guys the final update that you have been waiting for. I am sorry that it has taken so long. I am grateful to those of you who have stayed and have been waiting for me to film this. I do hope that this video is helpful for you guys in some way. If you guys do hear any noises in the background, this place is a bit of a zoo. So much has changed. We have moved house and we have a puppy. We have 4 animals now. So if you hear any noises, any squeaking or running around, that is what is going on behind me. So just bear with me. My camera has already been knocked over, like the tripod thing's been knocked over a few times already because they're like under my feet and want to be around me. So if the angles do change throughout the video, that is why, because I'm having to constantly adjust it. First off, I'd like to backtrack to my last Invisalign video, tell you what happened from there onwards, from what I can remember. I've got a lot of information in my phone, so if you guys see me looking down, that is why. My last video, I was in refinement stage. I had told you guys that I had about 18 trays all up. Towards the end of that refinement stage, I had decided that I did want to get a few more trays and do another lot of refinements because I still had some gaps down here and I just wanted to tighten them just the slightest bit, and then I knew I would be finished after that. I don't think I even went up to tray 18. I think I might have got to tray 16 or 17. I had gone back up to Perth to get a scan so I could get a few more trays, and obviously when you get a scan you have to stay on that tray that you were on, so I don't think I ever did get to tray 18. I had to stay on one of the other trays until my next lot of refinements came. After all that sort of process, I found out that I was going to have 5 refinements. I had to go back up to Perth again and pick up those refinements. I had decided with my dentist that it was going to be up to me with what I sort of did with these 5 trays, because I only had a few gaps that I wanted to tighten up. We had decided that I would go home and sort of figure out what to do on my own, like whether I only go up to tray 4 and then stop, because I didn't want my mouth to get crowded and start crossing over again if it was too tight. I played around with that on my own over those few weeks. Now I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure with one of the lot of trays, like for example, like the top row, I used all of them, and then for the bottom row, I only went up to like tray 4 or something. That's pretty much where I ended up with that. When I figured out that I was happy with how my teeth were, I wanted to get my impressions taken so I could get retainers and be finished. I finally went to Perth and had those impressions taken. I asked for them to post them out to me because I was like, cool, then I don't have to come back again because I do live so far away. So I asked for them to be posted out to me and I received them within 2 weeks. When I had received them, my final retainers in the mail, just keeping in mind that every single time I had an appointment, I would go to Perth. This was just the one time that I actually got anything posted out to me because I was finished and I thought it was reasonable for them to send out the retainers to me, so then I didn't have to come back again. There was a whole kerfuffle with the fact that they wanted to charge me for the postage, which I guess is reasonable. Like I would have been happy to pay for it. When I received the trays in the mail, one of them actually didn't fit. The bottom tray didn't click into my teeth. So I then had to call them and let them know, and they wanted me to obviously come back to Perth again and get my mouth scanned again because they had got it wrong the first time. I was able to wear the top tray because that one fitted, and I had to continue wearing my yucky Invisalign bottom tray. In the process of me ringing them and saying that the tray didn't fit, now I have to come back to Perth again, they then told me that they want me to pay for the postage for them sending it out, which, yeah, that was really upsetting because I would go to Perth 3-hour drive every time for an appointment, and then they made the mistake with the tray. They stuffed it up and then they still were trying to charge me for postage, which it's only $8 or something. So that's not even the point. I've been such a good customer of theirs the whole time. They still tried to charge me for postage on their mistake. Yeah, and here I am having to pay for fuel and go back to Perth again just for them to scan my mouth again, and then I still have to wait weeks for the second one to be made and sent to me. That in itself was really frustrating. I was just so angry at the fact that they were trying to make me pay for the postage of their mistake. Yeah, anyway, moving on. So I ended up going back to Perth 2 weeks later, working around, you know, because I have to work and stuff. So I ended up going 2 weeks later when that fitted in best for me. I spoke to them about the postage in person, which I was just so annoyed, so I just paid for it. I had my impressions taken, like when I was at this appointment. I was told that it would be ready in a week's time, and I asked the dentist if they could please post it out to me, and like if it would be free of charge because of their mistake. She was reasonable and she said it would be ready in a week, and that yes, she would post it out to me free of charge. The original time that they posted out to me, when it was mucked up, it was sent by tracked postage in the mail, so it didn't take very long. It only took a couple days once they sent it out. So yeah, I was just hoping that this second tray would fit when I would receive it in the mail, because I just didn't want to go back there again. I was just so over it. I was told that it would be ready in a week, so a week went by and I still hadn't received anything in the mail. So I called up. I was told that it was almost ready and it would be sent out that day. I was like, cool, no worries, thanks, see you later. Another 6 days went by and I still hadn't received anything. I rang again because I still hadn't received anything. I was like, when has it been posted? Do you have a logging book for when things are posted for customers? I was like, can you go and check to make sure it has been posted out to me? So the girl had gone and had a look and she saw that it had been posted and she gave me the tracking, and I was like, okay, cool, thanks. I went looked for put in the tracking, and the tracking that was for my other parcel that they sent to me previously, it wasn't even the correct tracking. It was just real confusing. Like obviously that tracking number didn't work because it was for my parcel that had already been delivered. So yeah, she had told me that it had been sent off, obviously looking at the wrong thing, and told me that I would receive it within 2 days, like at the most. This was actually like towards the end of the week on a Thursday that I made this phone call. I gave it until Monday before I was going to call again. Monday came around and I still hadn't received that tray. I basically called again and said like, hey, you actually gave me the incorrect tracking number and I still haven't received anything. I was trying to explain to her that the tracking number was from the other parcel that they had previously sent out to me. By this stage, the girl on the phone was so confused. She didn't know what was going on. She said, okay, like the person that actually posted it wasn't there that day. So she said, this girl's not coming back till Wednesday. Can I please get her to call you on Wednesday so we can confirm, you know, what's happened? I had to wait until Wednesday for this girl to come in who had posted it. After this conversation on the phone, I was really angry. I ended up sending them an email of complaint about, you know, just everything that had happened and how unreasonable the whole situation was. Just let out my frustrations on what were going on at the time, how off the communication is. Like the whole time I was there, their communication within their own business, there wasn't any, clearly, because no one knew what the hell was going on with my parcel. Just the previous times where my appointment would be changed just like that, when I'm having to travel so far. Funny enough, the next day the parcel arrived, of course. To my surprise, it had taken so long because they had sent it in normal post, just in an envelope, which obviously isn't priority. They had sent it to me in the cheapest form possible so they don't have to spend as much money posting it out to me for free. The first time they were wanting me to pay for the $8 postage when this would have cost them a couple dollars. I didn't have any tracking of any form because it was sent via an envelope. That was basically just the icing on the cake. Here I am living so far away waiting for this bloody tray for their mistake to be fixed, and then I'm having to wait even longer because they send it in an envelope when I could have had it within 2 days if they sent it with a tracking number. You can imagine I was so annoyed. The tray, thank God, like honestly, thank you Lord, it fitted perfectly. Negatives aside, Invisalign itself is amazing. I love how my teeth have turned out. Just please make sure that you do not go with the first people that you have a consult with. That was my first mistake. I shouldn't have just had one consult. Originally in my head, I thought that I was gonna go and see a few different people. When I had my consult the first time, I was really impressed with my questions being answered and that sort of thing. All I can say is if you're thinking of doing Invisalign, there is so many places in Perth that you can pick from. Make sure that you do go to at least 3 places and suss out who you're going to be dealing with. If I had to do it over, I would definitely 100% pick Invisalign. Moving on to my actual retainers, I have them here to show you guys. I was told already up front by my dentist assistant that the trays you have to be really careful with, and she had told me that a lot of people have been bringing them back because they crack really easy, because these ones come for free with your treatment. But if I had wanted the Invisalign retainers, like that brand, I would have to pay $800. I mean, I'm sure they're good quality, no doubt. At that point, I did not want to pay $800, so I just got the free ones that came at the end of my Invisalign journey. My top tray has taken a real beating. Like, I can tell you, within probably 2 months or so, I had cracks all in it, like, and to this day I still have cracks in it. So I've been trying to be careful not to crack it even more. This is my retainer. This is what it looks like. Sorry if you guys can't see that well. I've got multiple cracks up the top here, a big one on the side here. Yeah, pretty much cracks all the way around. My teeth have really damaged the retainer. I think because when I sleep at night, I have quite my jaw is very clenched, so obviously taking a big hit on my retainer, because on both of my like spiky teeth, whatever they're called, there's holes in the retainer on them. Yeah, you can see it a bit there. Yeah, my retainer, my top retainer is very damaged. So it's been 6 months plus, because I finished in June. I definitely need to get a new one. They're like a few $100s just to get one, and then if you get both, it's like at least 500 bucks. That is my top tray, and I only wear it at night. Then my bottom tray, I don't think it has any cracks at all. My bottom tray is totally fine. Yeah. This, I don't find this very interesting, but I hope you guys don't mind seeing this. I thought you would want to. Yeah, my bottom tray like literally isn't damaged at all. It's just my top one that's really taken a beating and has a lot of whiteness from basically the tray being wrecked a lot. So they're my retainers. If you can invest in the Invisalign ones, obviously I would definitely recommend that. I sort of wish that I did, but I didn't have that sort of money at the time. I will only have to replace this top one eventually. So the last thing to do is show you guys my teeth up close, so I will do that now. It's always a struggle to get this to focus on my teeth. Here is my smile. I think that's enough zooming in for one day. So that's how my teeth have turned out I'm super happy with how they are. I basically was so ready to finish Invisalign, and I'm glad that I stopped when I did, because to some extent I was getting a bit addicted to, you know, trying to get perfection. Yeah, I am super happy with how they have turned out. All I can say is good things about Invisalign itself. It's an awesome way of straightening your teeth if you feel as though you're going to be committed and put them in your mouth like straight after you eat, sort of thing. This pretty much concludes my Invisalign journey. I have been done for so long, but just doing this video really does close this chapter for me. I did really enjoy the whole journey, even with the ups and downs. I hope that you guys have enjoyed being a part of this journey with me, and I thank you so much for sticking around for the whole thing. I hope that you have learned something along the way. If there is something that I have missed out, feel free to send me a message on Instagram. As I said, I'm not that frequent on YouTube anymore. If you send me a message on Instagram, I'll be sure to reply to you. If there's anything else besides Invisalign that you'd like to see from me, please leave it down below. I love to have some inspiration. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.